So I just had this revelation of God can tell us something. God will tell us something, and we gotta be mindful to follow along with what He said and not with what we decided to add into the mix of what He said. What does God say? What did He say? What were the steps that He said? Not if God tells you to stay in the lane that you are in, and when you get to the red light, stop. That's the only thing He told you to do. But you chose to get out of your car. You chose to turn your car off, get out of your car, and stand outside in the sun and wait on God to get there, right? And you like, God, but I'm hot and I don't understand. You know, you told me to come here and come to the red light, turn my car off and get out and stand outside. God, like, I never told you that. I never told you that. I told you to go to the light. When you get to the light, stop and stay there. Right? Never once told you to get out your car. Never once told you to stand in the sun, because you could have sat in your car and waited with the air on. Never once told you that. But you're causing yourself more grief by adding in what you thought would be a good thing instead of doing what God said and it being a God thing. So I had to learn that. And when we do things on our own time, we try to take the top off the lid of the crock pot that we're being cooked in. We try to take the lid off before it's time for it to be taken off, and it's not time for it to be taken off. That's not time for you to be doing anything. You're supposed to still be cooking. Matter of fact, you should be sitting back, relaxing, doing what God told you to do. So sometimes God will come in and stir the pot. Sometimes it's gonna look a little chaotic, but that's before it's time for you to be prepared and be ready for the serving. So when what God tells you to do, you do what God tells you to do, and not what you want to do, including what God told you to do. Do what God told you to do, and see won't He come through.